Hello there. In this video, we're going to build our carousel for our design system. So let's go. Okay, so I am happy with the review card for now. I think that's good. Let's just go in here, check we've got everything we need. Yeah, I think we've got everything we need. Okay, let's move on to the next thing, and that will be the arrows here, all these buttons that are controlling the carousel. Let's just paste one of these in here. And let's just have a look. So we've got a chevron inside, and that's just wrapped in like a button style. Okay, so let's follow a similar pattern to what we've done before. So if I go up to navigation bar, and let's select the shopping cart for the moment. So let me just copy that out. Let me just lock that again. Go back to the carousel page. Let's just paste this in right here. Let's drag it up. Okay, so it's probably a good idea to follow similar states to this. What would have been useful is copying the states at the same time. So let's just copy that again. Let's lock it, go to carousel, just paste that in there. There we go. So now we've got the states and the component. Okay, let's start building out these navigation chevrons that we have. So we've got a frame that's wrapping around the icon here. Let's just go in here for a moment. Let me just grab an icon slot because that's what I'm going to need. Then let's Shift A on this icon slot and let's just round off. Well, let's give it a background first. Let's give it a fill. Anything will be fine for now. Let me just round out those corners for now. So it's currently set to 40. I don't really want it to be 40. I need it to be a bit smaller than that. So let's just go, let's reduce this down a tiny bit. Let me just go in quickly into the icon slot. Let's just change the chevron down to chevron left. Okay, let me just move that out of the way for now. Let's just drag this over and let's just go through the usual states here. So this one, I'm just going to rename as enabled for now. Let's recreate these in this style just to see how they look for the moment. So neutral, that's going to be 0, so that will be enabled. Let me just option click and drag. Rename that to hovered. Let's click here on the fill, just click here, press I on the keyboard, hold shift, click, that would be hovered. Okay, let's option click and drag. Let's just change that back to neutral 0. This is going to be focused. Okay, let me just go here, let's click on plus for stroke, just add anything for now. Zoom in, hold shift, click. Okay, that should be fine. I think that's neutral. What is that? That's neutral 900. Let's just option, I'm going to option click and drag from here. All right, let's rename this to pressed. That should be fine. I on the keyboard, hold shift, click. Let's just option click and drag. I'm missing the shadow on this actually looking, so let me just see what's the shadow. I think that's a small shadow, so let me just go in here, into effects, let's just add some variables. Okay, those variables are on. Let's go in here. Let's just add a small shadow just for now. Okay, click I on the keyboard. Let's press shift, click, so that'll be activated. And actually, if I just rename that to activated, there we go. And the last one is disabled. Okay, I on the keyboard, hold shift, click. Okay, I noticed on pressed it is showing like the edges of the icon here. It's kind of poking out on the side. I'm just going to click on the pressed level and I'm just going to click on clip content and that hides that. Okay, so I'm going to select all of these elements here and I'm going to go up here and click on create multiple components and then I'm going to combine as variants. And let me just zoom in and check that everything is okay and behaving. Okay, and notice when I press Shift A on this, it actually widens these frames. So I'm just going to edit undo, Command Z. I want to keep that circular shape for these particular components. And let's just select all of these. Let's give these a max width of 32 and do the same for height. And let's try that again. So if I Shift A, yeah, hopefully these are not going to move because that is the maximum height and width. So that looks a bit better. Okay, let's go in here. Let's duplicate that top section. Let's move it down. Let's just drag this in for the moment and let's find a good spot for it. So this needs to live inside of this container, so let's put it next to the states. For the moment, let's give it a name of navigation chevrons. So let's do that, and I'll just go in and rename that component as well. Okay, underscore navigation chevrons. Okay, let's update the sentence here. So just update that to chevrons. So navigation chevrons let users browse through items by moving to the previous or next slide. I think that should be okay. I do need to update the color on some of these because I know we're using white here. So let's just go in. Let me just select, I think it's hovered, pressed, we've got activated and disabled. They can use white. So let's change neutral 600 to neutral 0. Okay, I think that matches. Let me just drag these over so I don't have to keep going back and forth. So yeah, we've got enabled, hovered, focused, pressed, activated and disabled. That should be okay. Let me just tidy up this page. Okay, I think that's good for now. Let me just delete out those elements there. Okay, so we're starting to put together elements of the component. I think it's going okay at the moment. So we've got all of these. Let me just tidy up the page so I can remove those two for now. Okay, let's start putting this component together. I'm just going to delete out this from the testing area. So let's take an instance of the review card. Let's drag it in here. Let's also take the navigation chevrons. So let me just take enabled, come over here, paste it. That should be fine. What I'm now going to do is if I shift click on both of these, press shift A, that puts them in an auto layout. I want to put this, let me just copy this. I want to put it in this container. Let me just delete the states. Okay, there we go. Let's just rename that to Carousel. We need another one of these, but on the other side. I also need to go into this component, and I just need to update the icon to chevron right. I noticed that has not got a property here, so let's just put states. There we go, that's up to date. Let's just duplicate this card, just like our designs. We want to have 4 of these. I think that's fine. Let's just go to the carousel. Let's set that to fill. Okay, so let's do this in stages. So let's gather all of the review cards. I'm going to shift A on those and put reviews. Let's update those variables. I'll just do 48 for the moment. Okay, so that's the reviews. Let's go in here. Let's just set the left and right to be 24. Okay, so we've got the carousel itself. Then inside there we've got the reviews, 48 pixels between each one. Just going to press Command Option K on this to create a component. Let's just drag this out into this area down here, and let's just double check how it looks. Let's just delete that area there. If I press Shift A on this frame, that's set to fill. And just out of curiosity, if I remove one of these cards, and let's remove 2 of these, yeah, so it's going to responsively resize. Doesn't look great when it gets too wide, so we'll probably keep a minimum number of reviews in here. With different carousels, you can add things like indicator dots that appear just beneath it, so you can see what's active and how many sets you have to navigate through. But for now, I think we're fine. We're just going to leave it as a basic carousel with navigation chevrons that allow you to go left or right. I think that's fine. I think the component looks okay. Let me just go into it again. Yep, so we've got all the customizations that we need on the review card. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I'm just going to tidy up the page a little bit. So let's just delete the old wireframes out of the file. Let's just delete that from down there because that's an instance. Let's just get rid of the menus and let's just have a quick look. Yeah, I think that's fine. I know we could probably add in a placeholder here for the person, but we can do that in the design stage. I'm sure we can add a placeholder at that stage. This is fine for now. It just gives me an indicator of where I would put the profile picture. Okay, so I think the page is now tidied up. Happy with that for now. Let's just go in here. Let's just collapse all the layers and let's lock it. Okay, I think that's the page tidied up. Let's go up to assets. Let's go to libraries and let's go to publish. And let's publish these two things that we have here. We've got 1, the carousel, and 2, we've got the star rating that we moved to a new page. So let's add some notes. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to click on publish. Okay, there we go. That's published. And now we have a new component, the carousel component, ready to use on our designs. Okay, now we're done with this component. Let's move back to the research file. Let's click here and let's zoom in on our home page. Okay, I think we've done a great job. We have created components for the various sections. So we've got a navigation, we've got the hero at the top, got the company logos. We haven't got anything for this benefits section here. Got our latest courses section, so we've got the cards, we've got that component created. Got the accordion, we've just done our reviews here, and the footer. Okay, so for the final thing, I think let's look at building some benefit cards. So we've got these benefits here with the little numbers in the top. I'm pretty sure if I go to the About page, there are landscape versions of these as well. So we could have 2 variations of that component. So yeah, let's focus, and in the next video, let's build some benefit cards that we can use in our designs. Okay, that's it for this video. Like and subscribe, add some comments, check out some other videos on my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Throughout the entirety of this video, a spider is making its way across the ceiling. I don't even think I can flip this around. It is right there. And I guarantee if I keep filming, it is going to end up on my head. The hard things I have to deal with making videos. See you next week.